Hello class. In this video, we're going to be going over how to solve tricky proportion problems. Now, in our first example, we have that a dolphin eats 48 shrimp in 4 minutes. How many shrimp can it eat in 20 seconds? So what I'm going to do first is I'm actually going to underline any units that I see. So I can see that we're comparing shrimp, we're comparing minutes. Again, I can see that we're comparing shrimp again, and seconds. Now, what I'm going to want to do is set up a word ratio so I can keep my proportion nice and organized. So I know one of my units is going to be shrimp, because we're trying to figure out how many shrimp the dolphin eats. And then I see that I have minutes and I have seconds over here. And what I'm going to want to do is convert everything to seconds, since it's going to be easier to convert everything to seconds, because I know how many seconds are in a minute or in 4 minutes. So I'm going to use my smaller unit here and convert things to seconds. So I know that the dolphin eats 48 shrimp in 4 minutes, and I know that there is 60 seconds in 1 minute, so 4 minutes should have 240 seconds. Now I know that's equal to 20 seconds, but I don't know how many shrimp the dolphin's going to eat right away. So as I solve this problem, I can see that we have a scale factor of dividing by 12 or multiplying by 1/12. As I divide 48 shrimp by 12, I should see that the dolphin in 20 seconds can eat 4 shrimp. Now, I wouldn't say this is necessarily a tricky proportion problem, but I just want to highlight that you do need to make sure that you are comparing the correct units, and you do need to set up a proportion before you can solve the problem. Now, this next example is a little bit trickier. Now, just like last time, we're going to underline any units that we use. So I see that Riley planted a tree in her yard. After 20 days, it has grown by 14 inches. How much time would it take to grow 3 feet? Now, just like last time, I want to only compare 2 units. In this case, I'm going to compare days and inches. And the reason I'm choosing inches is because it's a smaller unit. And what I mean by that is I know inches can evenly go into feet. Feet don't evenly go into inches. So I know that in 20 days that the plant grew by 14 inches. And we're trying to find how long it'll take to grow 3 feet. Now I need to convert this to inches. I know in 1 foot that's equal to 12 inches. So 3 feet has to be equal to 36 inches. And I'm looking for how many days that would take. Now, if you look at this problem, you can see that previously we would either solve from left to right, 14 to 36, but I can't find a nice number to do that. It's not going to be a whole number, I should say. Same thing if we go from our denominator to our numerator. 14 doesn't nicely multiply into 20. So what I'm going to do is, this is going to look very familiar to our work with similar figures, is I'm going to write a quick number sentence that may help me out. So I know that 14 times some number is going to be 36. Now, in order to figure out what that scale factor is, I'm going to divide by 14 on both sides. And I know that I'll have to divide 36 by 14. Now I can reduce this, but you should be aware that on the assessment you will be allowed a calculator. So what I'm going to do is just save myself some time, divide 36 by 14, and that's going to give me this very long, crazy number. All right. Now what I'm going to do with this, because this is my scale factor, is I'm going to multiply 14 by this number. I'm just going to say that it's about 2.57. And I'm going to multiply this by 20. Now, if you recall from our work with similar figures, you don't want to erase this and only type in 2.57 because you need all these digits to get your exact answer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to directly multiply this by 20 so that I can find exactly how many days it'll take. And here I'll see it takes about 51 days, not exactly 51 days, maybe 51.5 days. So in this case, it is okay if I have a decimal. So 51.4, I'm just going to round it to the 100th, 3. So again, feel free to use a calculator on this because on this question, it would take you a while to fill out this entire number. So feel more than welcome to use a calculator. Now, our next example is a little bit nicer than that. You are fixing the plumbing in your home and you need to put in new copper pipes in the wall. According to the price depicted below, what is the cost for 3.5 feet of copper piping? So I can see that we're comparing money and inches. It does say that we need 3.5 feet, but I can easily convert this to inches later. So what I'm going to do is write a ratio of the cost of the copper piping and the number of inches. Now this sales tells me for $6.35, I only get 5 inches of copper pipe. Now I want to know what 3.5 feet of copper pipe would cost, because that's what we need to fix the plumbing in the home. So I know that 3.5 feet is equal to 42 inches. All right. Now you can see here again, I can't really go nicely from 5 inches to 6.35, nor can I go nicely between 5 and 42. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to use this calculator to help assist us. So again, we'll write a number sentence. Let's go from side to side again. 5 times something is going to equal 42. I'm going to divide both sides by 5. And in fact, 42 and 5 don't share any common factors. So this is really where you would want a, what's the word I'm looking for? Where you would really want a calculator to help you solve this. So I'm going to divide 42 by 5, which is going to give me a scale factor of 8.4. So from 5 to 42, I multiply by 8.4. And I'm going to do the same thing for the cost of 5 inches and multiply that by 8.4. And if I multiply 8.4 by 6.35, I can see the cost of 3.5 feet of copper piping is $53.34. So please make sure that you took diligent notes and that you copied any of the work that I did, especially anything written in blue. And what you're going to do now in class is you're going to finish the worksheet that the sub gave you, and if you do finish early, you need to complete IXL J10, which is just simple proportion problems, and J11, which are proportion word problems up to 90 points. So again, feel free to use your calculator, feel free to use your iPad, but do make sure that the worksheet, this will be homework. The IXLs are for extra practice. I may make that due later this week, so do make sure that you try to finish as much of it as you can, but please make sure that if you do finish them that you get up to at least 90 points. If you have any other questions, feel free to message me on Schoology. I should be available to return any of your messages. Thank you.